Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Sardia, your next trip with Sardia. Have you subscribed yet? What about your friends? Go ahead, tell them to subscribe. This lock right here, it's giving trouble. Anyway, I'm happy that you're here. All right, I would love for you to subscribe to this channel. Go ahead and tell your friends, like it, share it, you know, and let's bring some more people over here on this channel. All right, today I want to talk to you about the importance of upholding cultural values. Yes, I'm Jamaican. My family, we're Jamaicans, and I'm proud of it. I wouldn't want to be any ethnic group other than being a Jamaican. Um, the first thing I think about why we ought to uphold cultural values is the preservation of identity. I've been to some places and people are like, "Where you from?" And I'm like, "I'm Jamaican." And they're like, "Oh, Jamaica." And it makes me feel good because we have a very distinct identity. Like Jamaican, some of the identities are not so good, right? They said Jamaicans are loud and boisterous and violent and pushy, right? Those are some of the bad stereotypes about Jamaicans, but we are a group of resilient people. We're go-getters. Doesn't matter where you go in this world, you'll find a Jamaican. I think about when I visited Mexico many years ago. I found out that they had a Negro market. And if you know me, you know I'm a history buff. I love history. I love literacy and I love ELA, of course, but I love history. Um, and I remember thinking, why do they call it the Negro market? What's the Black influence here? And I went in a hotel and I started doing my research. And we went to the Negro market. It's in Cancun, and I saw this young man. He was making bracelets. I don't even know where it is right now. He was making bracelets, and I said to him, "I want a bracelet with my name in these particular colors." And he said, "Oh, the Bob Marley color, the Jamaican color." I said, "Really? What do you know about Jamaica? What do you know about Bob Marley?" And I know for a lot of people, when we think about Jamaica, it's synonymous with Bob Marley and reggae music. But I love Bob Marley too, and I love reggae music. But Jamaica and Jamaicans are much more than reggae music and Bob Marley. We're a spiritual group of people. We are resilient. We're ambitious. We're innovative. I mean, there's so many words to describe Jamaican people that it would take all day in this video. But as I think about this conversation around preserving cultural values, I think about, even as a Jamaican woman, what that means. Many years ago, I purchased this book. It's called Historical Study of Women in Jamaica from 1655 to 1844. And this is a great read. And I always thought about it. I said, I know for me, I'm very assertive, I'm very quick, I'm very direct, I would consider myself a very powerful person in a lot of ways. And I'm like, where did I get that from? My grandma was born in 1931. What about her grandma? What about her grandmas, right? I would love to know about these women. And so what better way to delve into the history than to read about it and get an understanding. And honestly, I have ambitions of visiting Jamaica and going into the villages and different places to understand the plight of these women, the Maroons, all these people, the Arawaks. What were they like? What was it like? What traits about these forefathers that are still permeating today that I still carry on my shoulder? The second thing I think about is, for cultural values, is the idea of guidance around morality. A couple of days ago, I was having a conversation with a brother. He's from Haiti. And he was talking about how young people nowadays, they're so different and all the cultural shifts. And I was arguing with him and I said, you know what? And it's not for the good. I don't like it. There's certain values that I grew up with that I definitely want to rear. And I am rearing my daughter with those values, right? Honoring elders, respecting elders. I remember the first time I brought my daughter to Jamaica, I had her anoint my grandma's feet, and I have a photo of it. And I'm going to blow it up one day and put it up in our house because that meant so much to me, because my grandmother is what you call a sojourner. That woman been through a lot with her feet for the family. And I wanted someone who was kind of far removed from her experience to go back and honor her by way of my daughter. So that's very important in upholding cultural values. And here go my daughter printing while I'm recording. Another reason is diversity and global acknowledgement. You know, like I said, being in Mexico or even going to Puerto Rico, and people are like, oh, you're Jamaican, you're from Jamaica, and they love it. And I feel pride in that. I feel proud. I love to say I'm Jamaican. I wouldn't want to be, like I said, any other ethnic group. So even when we're raising our kids, we ought to make sure that, you know, we uphold certain values, respect, right? Elders, interacting with people, trust, religious belief, customs, the food that we eat, how we interact with others, how we share these values with each other. Another great book about Jamaica is called The Dead Yard. It's by Ian Thomas, The Dead Yard. This is a good read. I implore you, especially for our parents, all the parents out there, don't allow your children to be far removed from your ethnic group or your culture or your customs and your tradition. Bring them in, invite them in. It's very important that we uphold these cultures. It's very important that we let, like even my daughter, she'll tell you, drop of a dime, I'm Jamaican. No, she's only been to Jamaica 3 times. But she'll tell you, I'm Jamaican. And I love it. And she picks up on certain dialects. She picks up on certain mannerisms of the culture that I just love, because it really allowed for me to say, you know what? That's pride. And we should have pride in our culture. And it's very important, no matter where you're from, Trinidad, Guyana, wherever you're from, Nigeria, allow your children and the family to explore your culture and to uphold those cultural values. Listen, if you like this video, go ahead, give us a like, leave us a comment, and yeah, share it with your friend. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.